This is Gordon Pepper, everybody, and we are here over at Laurel Lanes. This is after Team Relay. We got four titles up for grabs right now. We've got the Heavyweight Championship. Bobby Hall II defending against Aaron Williams. Right next door, we have the #1 contenders match. And yes, I'll be going over everything while this is going on, because this is Looney Tunes now, but that's my favorite time. Tom Panabianco and DB Derek Brown. Whoever wins that will be going after the title in December. The Cruiserweight match, your champion, Carlos Jimenez, is going up against #1 contender from All In, Troy, the Advocate, Gafkin. Then right next door to that, we have the tag team matchup, Dysfunctional Bowlers against Kryptonite. And then we also have the welterweight title also up for grabs. Champion Donnell Plummer defending against Nathan Bott. Also next door, the welterweight #1 contenders match, Curtis Mitchell and Jonathan Beltran. Winner of that one will go after whoever wins the welterweight title. And on 13 and 14, Joshua White versus Connor K. Francis. Speaking of which, there's a Joshua and Austin White right now.
Yes, sir. How you doing, Mr. Gordon Pepper?
I'm doing okay. What can I help you with?
I'm just coming down here to watch the good action.
We definitely have some good action right now. Who are you rooting for in this match?
For which one in particular?
Oh, there's a lot of different matches here that will tickle your fancy.
Well, of course, I'm going with Mr. Bobby Hall over there, because he's from Maryland, I'm from Maryland, but not just because I'm from Maryland, because I've seen what the man can do over the years, and he can literally throw the ball.
He can. We got DMV action going on here.
Yes. Go ahead.
DMV love.
DMV go, yes. Even though they don't like me right now, but it's all good though.
Well, nobody likes it. Nobody likes anybody when the belt's up for grabs.
Oh yeah.
You're a very polarizing character. There's a lot of people that do or don't like you, and we are joined by one Mr. Jonathan Dansbury.
You must have been talking about me.
No, sir.
We were not. I think they were talking about you over there. I don't know. You said who's more not like Joshua Austin White or Jonathan Dansbury in this crowd right now?
Oof, man, me. I got
like this.
I got your crowd that doesn't like me right here.
I like this. Nobody in the U.B.A. likes me, but I'm not in the U.B.A. for anybody to like me.
Well, you and Bobby Hall have something in common, even though I do think there's a lot of people that like Bobby Hall.
Right,
but his motto has been, I don't care if you like me or if you don't like me.
Right.
So we're gonna go here. Jonathan, can you do me one favor and let me know what's going on in that tag team title match right now?
Yes, sir. Looks like I gotta take a look.
All right. While he's doing that, let's call the action over here. Bobby Hall and Aaron Williams. We just started off on game 1. Bobby Hall starting out quickly with a double, not wasting any time taking lead. Tom Panabianco right next door also taking the lead with a quick double. Both people on the side, DB and Aaron Williams, open in the second frame. What? Yeah, you guys can start whenever you're ready. Right now, Bobby Hall II looking for 3. Hall has already said point blank. He's not going to take anybody for granted. It certainly looks like that right now. All right, now that ball's going to hook in a little bit. It does. Bobby Hall start with front 3 as we start our title match here. Game 1.
Yeah. So, yeah, that looks like a Dysfunctional Bowlers win there.
All right, so that is Dysfunctional Bowlers actually started a little earlier. So they won 4, I believe that's the win 4-1, right?
Just lay across them and yell in the microphone. Save our seats.
That is now final.
That'll work, right?
Sure. That is final. Yes, Dysfunctional Bowlers do defend the titles. They win game 5, 199, 189.
All right, see, I need to do this right now.
Okay.
So I'm going to do it. And so while I do that, I'm giving Jonathan Dansbury the mic. He's going to be doing some color commentating. All yours.
Oh, boy. Thank you, Gordon. Game number 1 here, heavyweight title match between Bobby Hall, the long reigning champion, against the challenger from Linden Lanes. Home team, Pocket Kings, Aaron Williams. Aaron Williams with an exciting 7-game match last month. To make it here, he went up against Team Marvel's Tarek Moore in a Game 7 that we probably shouldn't discuss on here because it was pretty ugly. And so far, Bobby Hall coming out strong as he always has every a single title defense so far. Bobby Hall looking to start out with the front four. A little high. And he's fortunate to lead the 6-pin. So as mentioned, Aaron Williams made it here to the title match last month, knocking off Team Marvel's Tarek Moore. Bobby Hall last month successfully defended the title against a Tribe Called Nest, Nico Rivera in what was an exciting, yeah, that is definitely a good way of putting it, exciting, thrilling title match to say the least. It went 5, but that could have gone either way. Already got it. Yep. A title match that literally could have gone either way. In fact, Nico came out and won the first game, and then Bobby Hall would proceed to win the next 2, and then we had an exciting game 4 that came down to the 10th frame with some dramatics, and then game 5, Bobby Hall will close it out. So Bobby Hall would Turkey 9 spare and a strike to start his title match here at Laurel Lanes. November title matches. I've lost count now how many times he's defended the title now. I'm actually trying to look this up. This is now his 5th. This is going to be number 5 now. It's going to be number 5. I don't know. I just know he's recording. And Aaron Williams, he responds. He went strike. He opened in the 2nd frame, 6-2. And since then, he's got a turkey. He's right behind Bobby Hall. He's down 13 halfway through game 1. And for those that have been here at the team relay, we'll get to that in a minute. Aaron here looking for 4. That one gets long, too far down lane. He leaves a 2-8. So we are here at the Northeast Team Relay here at Laurel Lanes. It's just finishing up now. And as Aaron makes a 2-8, he does convert. We announced that already.
I didn't know. Fine.
We beat you to it.
We won. Good luck, man.
This is already over.
No, we started while the season was going. That's why.
Good job. Good job.
I'll try to get it. You deserve it.
6th frame for Bobby Hall, looking to extend the lead here. That one goes high again. And he leaves the 3-6 this time. So some early struggles here for Bobby Hall. On lane 2, he's went high last time with the 6-pin. This time he looked like he made a move, but the ball still checked early, 3-6. For those that are tuning in, this is fresh. This is the only fresh pair left in the house, actually. The other title match is, oh, watch out, that is an open frame, uncharacteristic. And Bobby's looking at the hand like, hey, what are you doing there, Just uncharacteristic open frame by the champion. And he actually... And as I mentioned before, the only fresh pair here, they couldn't re-oil after Team Relay, as they will need the lanes back soon. So this is the only fresh pair in the house. Everybody else is bowling on the burn, as we do have other matches taking place right now. Bobby Hall on the open frame. He does come back with a strike in the 7th frame. He's perfect on lane 1. He just needs to figure out lane 2. He keeps looking at the hand like, hey, what are you doing? Let's get to work here. So with the open, he kind of closes the gap here that he once had. spare, I believe. Okay. Just make sure you guys can note.
Don't worry about talking into a microphone. We got everything.
Aaron on 10 pin, converts in the 7th frame. So 4-pin game heading into the 8th frame. Advantage Bobby Hall. Obviously, he's working on a strike. Aaron on the 9 spare. So he's measurement 4. This is Bobby Hall's 5th title defense in a row. He's had quite a run since he's joined the list last season. His first title match would have been January. He got injured and he had a couple months off. When he came back, he hasn't lost since then, pretty much. Aaron on the 2-pin does cover, so 8 spare, 9 spare, 9 spare for Aaron Williams. It looks like he is. I don't know what's going on back here. Oh my goodness.
As I stopped John Dansbury from speaking for a minute.
Oh my goodness. I don't know what's going on back here.
Sorry, dude.
Oh, it's like a. 7-1, baby. I mean, I can't. That's right. You jump good.
I make those 2 seconds. I finished 2 spots up higher than me. What? It is. Yeah. Let's do a good show first, man.
Yes.
That's a hot mic, so if you're talking, it's going to pick it up. It doesn't matter how softly you're talking. Just pointing that out.
Okay.
Because I didn't know if what you wanted to say or not it's going to be recorded. So,
Actually, in fact, we were talking about Team Relay.
and you guys are doing well in Team Relay. Did you win? Were you all in?
We were second.
By 1
point.
1 point.
And you know what? We're not disappointed because the team that we lost to is pretty good, I hear.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
They're pretty good. Let's see.
Actually, both bowlers right now in this match is pretty good, except you got an open by Bobby Hall, which has now all of a sudden made this a lot closer.
Yes. Yeah, Bobby Hall with some struggles here on lane 2. This is the 3rd shot in a row that's gone high. But he's good again. So he went 6-pin high in the 4th frame lane. 3-6 chopped it. And this one went high again, 7-pin, but this time he makes a spare. We got ourselves a close game here, game 1.
Well, Bobby Hall's still up. It looked like that he was going to railroad Aaron Hall at the middle of this game, but
not to be.
Not to be. He was up by as much as 30. Actually, 32.
He's up 32. The open came along and closed that gap greatly.
By the way, this is for you. It's a tag team match.
Bobby Hall. Oh! A little trip 4-9 didn't hurt nobody. My team had a lot of trip 4s today. But
a lot of trip 4s, a lot of trip everything.
Yeah. That was a big break by Bobby Hall. That one pretty much, is a definite. He can't be shut out now. However, Aaron Williams with that strike can make things a little difficult for the champion, especially since he's got to finish on lane 2, and he has gone high the last 3 shots on lane 2. So this is going to be really interesting. We're going to see what Aaron does here. This is a big 10th frame here. The bowlers can go out for 227, 222. Aaron with the 222. Wow. Cannot get there. 9-pin.
That is a huge non-strike right there.
That is
because
big. Yeah.
Bobby Hall right now only needs a mark, maybe even less than that, because Aaron Hall's got to make the spare in order to make this one interesting.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Gordon, because that was huge. I mean, like I said, you see Bobby Hall struggling on lane 2, and if you could put three together here in the 10th, you force Bobby Hall to fill 26 in the 10th on the lane he's struggling on. That is big. But now that's a lot less. It's only a mark now.
Well, it's only a mark, but that 8-1, that open was on lane 2. So right now we have the issue. Bobby Hall needs a mark. Aaron Williams finishes with a 202.
That's why it's deluxe. The deluxe comes with cheese, lettuce, and they just don't put anything on it. They just put cheese. So the deluxe is also a bigger sandwich. It's a bigger package. That's why it's. Yeah, that's why they just tell us I get the deluxe with no tomato, pickles, and just say chicken and cheese. That's right.
All right, now it's for game one. If he gets a mark. Oh, he almost made himself a big time problem right there. Got a 3-6. That is not the worst thing in the world. However, he did chop in the 6th frame. If he does it again, Aaron Williams is going to take game one. If he makes the spare, he'll take it. Obviously, he needs some count.
They don't, then you go right off the board.
Makes a spare. Aaron Williams a chance to steal game one. Does not accomplish it. Assuming, of course, this game is not over. Bobby Hall does need 6 pins. If he gets it, then he will win. If he doesn't get it, it's Aaron Williams.
They have the Walmart greeter. The guy that stand at the door and say, "When you want me to hold, how are you?" Sounds good. It's basically their way of saying, their way of social.
There's a shot. He's at least 6. That looks ugly. And he's going to get 6 exactly. Bobby Hall is going to win game one, 203 to 202. Aaron Williams right now is just shaking his head in disgust at this point. And you would have to think in Aaron Hall's mind, I'm sorry, in Aaron Williams' mind, let me try that again. You have to think in Aaron Williams' mind the game that he should have had that he does not have. Wow. Every pin counts, and Aaron's going to Aaron is going to painfully learn that. Aaron Williams is going to start game 2. And Gordon's going to learn how to talk normal English.
Holy crap.
In the middle of looking at all the other matches. Tom Panabianco is taking game 1 from Derek Brown. That's the one that I was looking at. He takes game 1, 228, 191. Aaron Williams is going to start with the 2-6. I'm sorry, 3-6.
Now we're in the cellar. We lost 9.
You're gonna find 2 sets of people here that are bullying on these matches. You're gonna find people that like the shot that's here, and you're gonna find people that are gonna struggle a little bit, and they're not gonna be too happy. Derek Brown, on the other hand, wants a re-rack. Sort of found something. Bobby Hall right now is looking to find a strike on the lane that he had issues with, but he's got it now. Strike from Bobby Hall, definitely on the high side, but it looks good on the scoring. Hall again looking to take a lead and sort of trying to play catch me if you can.
Take care, Gordon.
All right, sir, have a good one. Bobby Hall taking his time. He's very methodical. I'm pretty sure he has not figured out where to throw the ball yet on these lanes. Ball's coming out now. Second frame. That ball looks good. Does not get the carry. 10 pin staying up there. Right now, as I said in the interview with Bobby Hall earlier, he is closing in on holding the belt for a year. He is very, very close to doing that. And eventually, I'm going to give John back the mic so I can check scores after game 1 and report those. Bobby Hall will pick up his spare. I am joined by the former and still current tag team champion, Laurel.
Here's
Hello.
you.
He is here. Would you like to join us for a game or two?
I'll join you for a couple minutes.
Oh, sure.
Okay,
Join us
good.
for a
You
couple
get-
minutes.
Good. All right.
You get to go hang out over here. So first of all, congratulations on the win today.
Thanks, sir.
How's your child doing?
Kyle's doing well. He pulled out some good shots, and he carried this match pretty well.
I was going to say, Terrell still has his playmate. He's got a tag team title.
Yeah, he does.
Now, I know, because we were talking about this earlier, that your kids love the bell. As Aaron Williams throws his shot here, looking to double and take the lead, does not do it. 3-6. But I hear the kids love the belt, so they're still enjoying it.
Of course. Of course.
Oh, look out.
No, he's good. That's a fair ball.
Oh.
That's fair ball. Well, I know Aaron enough, so I know his
That's
game.
a spare
so-
ball. That's a lot of speed up there.
Yes. No, that ball's pretty straight.
Jonathan, well, Aaron knew that he had it all the time. The only person that was
I knew
concerned
he
was
had it.
me,
I knew he had
apparently.
it. I knew he had it.
Now, what I'm wondering is that Aaron's got a person hanging out with him in the settee area. Who
Yes.
is this person?
Well, this is Aaron's, let's see, I would say partner in, I believe more than one way, but I know
I see.
they are a tag team on the list. They
Aha.
are a tag team.
That would be the lovely Kathleen Fountain, then.
Yes, that is Kathleen Fountain. And they are on the list. I don't know where on the list.
Their debut was not that good.
No.
But you have more than one shot, and Bobby Hall right now, both bowlers alternating strikes and spares. Bobby strike, spare, strike. Aaron spare, strike, spare.
Yes, absolutely. So
Bobby Hall taking the game 1, 203 to 202 in a nail biter.
you know, it's funny,
Bobby
I was
got
gonna-
just enough on
I
the
was-
fill, and he
oh.
flashed the mighty bicep to show it.
I was gonna ask about that because I had to step away for a second, and yeah, wow, that's pretty close. I know he's struggling in lane 2, but it looks like he's got it back now. He's got 2 strikes on that troubling lane he had in game 1, so.
That's a good match.
All right, right now it's a good match between Troy and Carlos. Carlos is a heavy striker. Right now he has not found the line. As you can tell, I believe Troy won game 1 if my scoring reading ability is there.
Troy, my tag team partner, my partner in crime,
Better half.
pretty damn good friend, if I must say. He had about 6 in a row in that game, and it looked like Carlos couldn't run him down. I did not see in the middle of that game.
They're in game 2. Troy's up 1-0, and Troy looks like he's got a big lead in game 2. Well,
That means Troy is all in, huh?
right now he's
That's
all
right, he is
in.
going to be all in. This is the year of all in.
2 games away, well, 3
yeah.
games away from winning the Cruiserweight title. But let's go back over here. Aaron's looking to double right now.
Oh, that's high. That one.
3-6-8.
That ball went hidey ho. Oh, now look what we have here. Now we have.
We have someone that hopefully we'll see in the Vixens list again sometime. Amanda Nordiello.
Oh, no.
What's wrong with Brooklyn?
Oh, can I talk into this? Are we live?
Yeah,
We're
you are absolutely
live.
right.
Shit,
So hold on, we are here with. I can say it now officially.
Well,
the
I'll say this.
Team relay winners.
You can talk over here as long as you're deeming until I chase you off. But right now, this is
long
the
as
team
I'm
relay.
what?
As long as
Deeming?
you're civilized.
Always civilized. Get out of here.
It's truce. It's hold on. It is the former cruiserweight champion
Two-time.
and
Two-time.
former two-time cruiserweight champion, looking for the heavyweight title, by the way.
Yeah,
So
I'm
he-
chasing it. I'm chasing it.
So he actually has some vested interest.
He
in
does
this
have
match.
some vested interest in
Okay.
this match
Gotta get
because
through my guy, Dave Neal.
And Dave, he's going
Oh.
to mess me up. You heard it here first.
You know,
It might be 2-0, and I'm just gonna pay the 2-game lineage and go home.
you know, Juice has said that about every single person that he's gone up against.
Well, let me
and
ask you a more important question.
Crazily
Have
enough,
you guys
he's in
ever
the top
watched the
10.
Bobby Hall YouTube video?
There's a lot of Bobby Hall YouTube videos.
There's one where he's like, I'm Bobby Hall, and it's like he's shooting shots, and it's like strike, 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 bucket, spare, strike, strike. And I'm like, I love that they showed the bucket being made.
Yes, absolutely. That's key because you can only watch so many
I don't want to
strikes
see so many
shots.
strikes, you know?
You can only see so many ways of someone throwing a strike. The spare shot brings a little life to it. But as I'm saying, yeah, we have Juice here. Let's see, 2-time former cruiserweight champion. On the heavyweight was aiming for. He's in the #1 contenders match next month, and more importantly, 2019 part of the team that won this year's Northeast Team Relay
Yes, it feels good.
by 1 point.
By 1 point over somebody else's team called All In.
Yeah, we were all in, and
Who ended up missing out? I look at the standings. Round 1 triples. You guys missed out on one spot by 3 pins.
no, we won triples.
They won triples.
We won.
They won round 1. They came in first place round 1, first place round 2. It was
We were third.
I'm sorry,
round two.
third in round 2. It was the singles that did them in there. And Amanda, what did you shoot? Because you shot well.
773.
A lot.
773.
There was one that you were like
A lot.
3 pins under to get the extra 1 point at the top.
Paul looking to take a more commanding lead on Aaron Williams
I
right
don't
now. Leaves the 9-pin.
I didn't see the
That's
double
been very
shot.
frequently over here. That 9-pin cost Aaron Williams game 1.
Yes.
And it's rearing its ugly head now for Bobby Hall.
Yeah, so far, I mean, let me back to the match for a second, but yeah, so far we've seen 2-0, 2-0, and both bowlers, well, they're not putting up exactly great scores here.
Well, this is going to be a grind. This is going to be a grind.
I do gotta chime in though. My boy Troy Gafkin over there looks like he's trying to go up 2-0 commandingly for the cruiserweight title. Twice held by me, twice held by Raul, who's my arch nemesis because he averages about 320 against me.
That's
scratch.
true, actually, he does.
Only 320.
At least 320.
Only 320. Not
He
bad.
rammed 1040 down my throat, and I was like, huh, I thought I threw the ball decent today.
Well, you did. Carlos, not Carlos, Raul.
Carlos, yeah.
Both
Carlos.
better, and then
Sometimes-
Raul laid a gigantic egg against Carlos last month, and there you go.
Sometimes they're the bug, sometimes they're the windshield.
Yep.
And here's my #1 fan right here. Josh Schulweis been commenting about me for 3 years, and we finally got to talk today. My #1 supporter, my #1 fan. I'll tell you what,
Oh,
the internet's a wonderful place to meet people.
No, I can't say not about everybody. Not about everybody.
Oh, God. This is too good.
And this is why we have all these color commentating here on the UBA matches,
Oh,
because
God, that's too good.
it's plenty of action, plenty of comedy, plenty of fun, and right now Aaron's got plenty of lead. Actually, plenty of deficit against Bobby. Bobby's up by 20. Aaron's looking to cut this down with a strike here. Out of trouble. 1-2, that could have been a lot worse. Kevin, let me ask you this question.
Yes, sir.
Because you definitely have a vested interest in this match, being that you're potentially one match away from getting to a title match. Are you rooting more for Aaron Williams because you know him, or are you rooting more for Bobby Hall because you know Aaron Williams?
I'm rooting more for
look
Aaron
out.
Williams because I think it's the more favorable opponent in the future for me. But I can't get
That's
too far.
the politically correct way of saying I can beat his butt, and I'm going to have problems against Bobby Hall.
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't want to overlook my opponent next month, which I think is going to be a challenge in itself.
And I have a friend here.
My opponent for next month.
There's your opponent.
This is
Hey,
the
Dave.
challenge in itself I was just speaking about.
Hey, Dave Nagelhoff.
I don't know if it's the lefty thing or the Jersey dysfunctional bowler that I struggle with, but I think I'm a 1-3 all time against anyone with the dysfunctional bowler jersey on.
Don't worry, you're not the only one.
That's why Dansbury is like the same thing too.
No.
But I'm a lot more handsome than Dansbury.
He's got
so.
one. He's got one more win than I do.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm like 0 for like 3, maybe all right, 4, 5.
Broken house ball.
Right now, looking to grab some sort of a lead. There's a strike.
I do know Bobby Hall struck in the 7th frame, and he's
up by 20.
20-pin lead. Yes.
And it could be 30
That's
with a
right.
double, and Aaron Williams is running out of frames.
I know, right? Derek Brown. Good bullet.
He is a good bowler. He is not finding anything right now.
But Tom is tough. Pan Bianco, he makes it look easy.
Oh my goodness.
He makes it look easy, and as long as the carry's there,
Yeah, I'm saying,
he's one of the toughest out there.
Amanda and Tom, I think, are from the same area, so Amanda definitely knows.
Me and Tom used to
also,
stuff on the same team at Finnegan.
it also helps that they're all on the same side of the lane too. So.
And we're on the same federation.
Oh Oh, see, what?
So I just
what
found
then?
out that me and you have
What
to
thing?
imagine a tour stop or something next month. So we have to figure that out. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay,
sense.
no,
There you go.
so there you go. So you definitely know each other. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
didn't know that till today.
Hey, there you go.
So we'll look at the schedule, see what's where, and
Namaste.
all right. When's that?
All right, now I'm taking a re-rack. He knows that this is a very critical
it's tour
eighth frame
stop
at this
tour
moment.
events. So I know I'm out
Yeah,
of
say
town a couple weekends, so
I was say Bobby Hall will definitely take a lot of time here on this shot here, in addition to the re-rack here.
so where's the camera? Just on the okay.
Bobby Hall
All
looking
right.
for a key double here. Oh, you got the bucket crumbler.
That is a sloppy mix, but that's very effective. He's now up by 30,
Where's yours at?
and there's only 2 frames left.
He's got the bucket crumbler working now. There you go.
I'm out of town that weekend.
Yep.
I might
That was definitely a key double for Bobby Hall. He's up 1-0 already. He's looking to take a 2-0 lead. He's got a pretty good lead here. All the pressure back on Aaron. He's got to find a double. He doesn't have a double this game.
Well, Aaron's found a strike the last 2 times that he thrown a shot here, and that's not it.
Well,
That is one of those aforementioned buckets that Juice Menendez was just talking about.
yeah, and it looks like these lanes are starting to get ugly now. So these lanes are starting to get ugly. It could be. I mean, I can tell you that. I mean, at least from experience, from when I bowled team relay earlier today. I mean, the fresh, they seem to have hooked a bit. So, oh, and there's a chop too. That doesn't help either. The chop definitely does not help at all. Open frame, 8th frame. Bowling earlier today, on the fresh in practice, it looked like they hooked a ton. As you bowled a game or two, there was a little carry down. You had to move. Not much. It's just a small move. But now you have these two guys. As the only 2 guys on the pair. I mean, Bobby Hall is playing in tight. Aaron's playing a little left of him. That doesn't help either.
Well, Aaron's looking completely lost at this point.
Yeah.
And the one thing about Bobby Hall, and Bobby Hall's nefariously known for this, and you can ask Nico Rivera about it. If Bobby has some sort of line, and he knows, or more importantly, if he knows your opponent's line, he's going to try to derail it.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's doing a really good job of just absolutely derailing Aaron Williams.
Back-to-back chops by the challenger, Aaron Williams. He's got 141 in the 9th. And that's pretty much going to seal game 2 here. I mean, Bobby Hall needs a couple pins here.
Bobby Hall, known as the Pumpkin King, that's the back of his jersey.
The Pumpkin King.
It's a funny story because, this part is not funny. Bobby Hall may have gotten his car broken into yesterday. And he was concerned that jersey left the car.
Right. Yeah,
Fortunately, it didn't. His jersey's here, and
Right.
that may be the only thing right now that's stopping Bobby Hall.
Yeah, you're right. Well, the story that I heard was he was away and his car was at his house. And while he was away, the car was broken into and a lot of stuff was taken out of there. Fortunately, the stuff that was not taken out of there, as he found out later on, that night or in the wee hours
3
of the
o'clock in the morning.
I was going to say
Team no
that.
sleep.
I wasn't going to say it, but you said it. 3 a.m. One of the few things that were left in the car were the 2 bowling balls he carries with him to every title match that has helped him get through every title match so far, and his jersey. So very fortunate, Bobby, there. But yeah, it sucks when your car gets broken into.
It's terrible when your car's broken into, especially if it's at your own house.
Yeah,
And that is going to take care of game 2.
Yeah. Well, yeah, even the strike at the 9th frame was good, but that's just, the cherry on top, too, so that's pretty good. And Bobby's in 230s for this game. Aaron, best he can do is 171, and Bobby may have found out what he needs to do to score. Right now, Aaron, I'm gonna say it right now. Aaron's not playing the right part of the lane.
No.
Aaron, I don't know if Aaron's bowled here enough, but right now, like I said, from when I bowled team relay, like I said, there was a little carry down, but you had room right, and you had to get the ball right, but not too early to the right. Oh, and I'm going to get that call on 1. Oh, never mind, just kidding. Oh, never mind, we're good. Back on
Hey,
next.
do me a favor, can you
Yes.
get me scores from all the other things going on so I can...
Yes.
Here, you can use this and just put the numbers down here.
Okay.
Because right now, this one is over.
Okay.
This game is over anyway.
Take over for you, Dansbury? Want me to take over for you?
Good scores?
No.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Not bad.
we're in the hot seat.
Kevin Menendez on the hot seat.
On the hot seat. making my broadcasting debut officially.
I was going to say Kevin, and every time I say Kevin, the camera person who's also named Kevin is turning around. All right, I'm going to call you Juice at this point because I got a Kevin over here. So,
One shot at a time. Come on, make it fair as you're in this.
and the other Kevin is turning around. When I say Juice, thinking that I'm joking, I'm not. This is his real nickname, Juice Menendez.
It is. It's on the back of 2 jerseys.
It is.
And a third one that I lost somewhere.
Yes, and I could tell stories about your jersey, but we're not going to at this point.
One of the great WCS snafus of all time.
There's actually been a couple this weekend, one of which is very entertaining, which I'm not going to mention about now, but this has been a very weird weekend for World Championship Series.
Well, in getting to the heavyweight match we're looking, it looks like Bobby Hall's taken some hand out of the ball and found a nice line to the pocket, which means Aaron's in trouble because it looks like Aaron's trying to do a little too much right now, and he's in trouble as well. He's going to be down 2-0, and he's just got to kind of figure it out, grind out a victory to make this a match. If not, it looks like Bobby Hall is going to be reigning into the December.
Well, he also has the potential to be stretched out at this point. Tom Banabianco right now up over Derek Brown 2-0 in the #1 contenders heavyweight match.
Thank you so much. Such a good time.
Thanks for asking.
Of course. Yeah, Tom's got a good look. He just shot 258. Derek's fighting that right side. You know, a lot of games on the right side so far today, especially down this end with Team Relay prior, but he just needs to try and figure something out and avoid that big split to keep it competitive.
Well, DB right now. Derek has figured out the lanes. He just needs to figure out the consistency part of it.
Well, right. When he gets it there, it's great. It's the problem of getting it there consistently. Yes. Aaron just threw a good shot. It's a matter of repeating. He had no doubles this game, which obviously you can't give someone like Bobby Hall that much of an advantage. And Bobby, although some bad carry, still got to 248.
Well, you know, here's the thing. Aaron Williams had the chance in game 1 to steal one. Getting lost by 1 pin. He had a very costly open and a very costly 9 pin in the 10th frame. This one was Bobby Hall saying, you know what, I'm sort of locked in now. Time to start clowning around and time to get to business. And again, as you said, if Bobby's figured out the lanes, or more importantly, if he knows how Aaron is throwing the ball and trying to stop him from doing what he wants to do, that's going to be a problem.
Right.
Aaron right now makes the spare. He's got a 161 after game 2, and he's going to lose this one by 80. At the end of game 2, Bobby Hall 248, Aaron Williams 161. Bobby's up 2-0. I'm sorry.
I would have liked to see Aaron made a ball changes to a fill shot instead of making that spare. Just take his time a little bit. I mean, it's only 2-0. That's why we bowl 7 in these series. Just get it figured out. Like I said, if he loses this game, it's all but over. He needs to grind out a victory. Same with Derek Brown over there. But he left a flat 10 pin. He's not getting good reaction, and it looks like Tom's got his foot down and ready to go. He's already started this game with a double, but again, this is why we bowl best of 7 and not best of 2.
Not best of 2, not best of 3, not best of 5. How many times have you seen someone take the first 2 games and then their opponent take the next 4?
Plenty of times. You know, it's one of those things where things have a way of changing instantly, where someone goes from being locked in to lost. So Bobby's going to start this game. Let's see what he can do. Looks like Lane's one's been jumping a little bit more, but he just went triple in the 10th. Let's see if he can continue that success.
Right now going to game 3.
It's a good shot. It looked like he gave it a little bit more room to the right that time. Ring 10.
So now, if I am Aaron, and you already told me what I need to do in terms of putting a less hand, changing the line, is there anything that I can do to try to screw up Bobby Hall's line, or at least angle or splash some oil around, or at least make him think about something?
I mean, at this point for Aaron, it's just he has to just play his game and make his shot. The rest will work itself out. You can't control what Bobby's doing because he's down 2-0. He doesn't have that much time to figure all of that out, I feel. Bobby makes a spare. And let's see what Aaron can figure out. He just went strike 4 pin in the 10th. Seems like he's just getting a little bit of in-between reaction right now. Another flat dime for Derek Brown. You see the frustration setting in.
Let's see what Aaron does here.
Another 4-pin, better shot, but there's a lot of down lane reaction, a lot of back end. The ball looks clean through the front, but there's just a lot of snap in the back.
It's funny, there's a lot of snap in these lanes.
Derek Brown misses a 10-pin.
Yeah, you can't be missing spares.
Not against Tom, who's got obviously a look.
That may be more frustration than anything else right there.
Right.
Yeah, you got to make your spares. I mean, spare making at least keeps you in the game, and you know this from your own experiences. Spare making keeps you in the game. You can put some pressure on your opponent. The last thing that you want is to make your opponent comfortable.
Well, right, and it's one thing too where your opponent already knows you're up 2-0. They know that they have a game to kind of spare, so to speak. That's a good shot by Aaron, and it looks like that was a little bit further left than he was on lane 2, where he kind of needs to be.
Yeah, Bobby Hall, you're right. Bobby Hall does have a game to spare here. That being said, you'd much rather be up 3-0 than 2-1.
Of course, but even with 2-1, you know you have that room for error to maybe get lost, find yourself. Where Aaron really has to focus on every shot, just like Derek Brown. I mean, and if you leave something, you got to make it. You leave a split, you got to get the wood. You got to just keep yourself competitive. As Tom just crushes the rack again to start with the first 5.
Well, keep in mind, this pair has bad memories for Tom Panabianco. You want to talk about stories here. Tom Panabianco lost the title to Bobby Hall on lanes 3 and 4 in this house right here. And everything goes
mixer,
down.
Everything falls.
The mixer's good. So right now for the Padrino, so to speak, Tom Panabianco not only dealing with Derek Brown, but also the demons that he dealt with on the same pair from Bobby Hall.
Well, Tom is a consummate person, and he's very consistent with everything. He's got short-term memory, which sometimes is what you need in these situations. He's not letting that distract him. He's not focused on the match to his left. He's focused on his business, and he's got the front 5, and Derek Brown is struggling. Converts the baby split for the lefty, so the 2-7. But Tom's got a commanding lead, and Tom really just has to fill frames at this point to go out 3-0.
Well, as long as he fills frames, he's going to stay out of trouble. Meanwhile, Bobby Hall looking to at least make sure he's got the lead on Aaron Williams, and he does so with a strike. Both bowlers with a 9-spare strike in the first 2 frames.
And again, that shot off Bobby's hand looks like he just dropped it, just feathered it out there. Not trying to do too much with it, just let the ball do the work. And Derek Brown again on lane 3 struggles, leaves the 2-5, and it looks like this is going to be a runaway for Tom. Aaron gets up, 9-pin this time. It looks like that right lane, lane 2 is just checking a little bit more than lane 1. But, Aaron has been known to string them together. If he can fill some frames and get on a roll, he can steal this game still. It's still early, only the 3rd frame.
Right now, here's all the other matches that we have. Heavyweight #1 contenders matches. We've been telling you, Tom Panabianco up 2-0 on Derek Brown. Cruiserweight title match. The challenger is up 2-0. Troy Gafkin up on Carlos Jimenez. And it sort of looks like that Troy has found something that Carlos hasn't. Meanwhile, Tom Panabianco's hit the front 6, going back welterweights. Donnell Plummer, the champ, took game 1, and the 9-pin falls down for Aaron Williams.
Yeah, Troy right now just has to get into a groove. He's up 2-0, not trying to overthink it. Almost another 4-9, or another split rather. Troy just has to fill frames and just bowl with some confidence, bowl with that chip on his shoulder. It was actually November of last year that I defeated him in a cruiserweight match after he took a 2-game lead on me. So
I remember that. He went up to 2-0 on you, and then you steamrolled in the next 4.
And he just has to fill frames again. Carlos is still struggling. You can't give him back-to-back opens. He's okay, especially with a 2-0 lead. But again, just stay in the moment, not think about what happened a year ago or this time or that time. Just focus.
Welterweights, by the way, we're tied 1 apiece. Welterweight #1 contenders match, we're tied 1 apiece. Tag team match was won by dysfunctional bowlers. They
retained.
They retained 4-1. Bobby Hall right now wants to retain 4-zip. He takes a lead over Aaron Williams. He's now up 20 going into the 5th frame.
Derek Brown just 8-10. Again, he just does not have much of a look. He's not getting the carry. This is going to be a runaway as Tom has the front 7. Carlos with a strike in the cruiserweight match.
Well,
cushion his
Troy right
lead.
now is up. He's got a couple of issues, and now it's Carlos with a lead going into the second half of
Well,
game 3.
and that's what I mean. You know, right now Troy just has to just settle himself down. This game right now looks like it might be a wash, especially if Carlos can double here. Just get himself ready for game 4. Keep that lead. Bobby Hall up with a 2-0 lead, and he's doing the same thing. Just fill frames one shot at a time. He's at a point now where as long as he fills frames, Aaron has to do something very dramatic to beat him.
Right now, so far, so good. And it looks like Bobby Hall is locked. He's going over to Aaron and goes, try to find my line.
Right.
Try to do something.
Bobby Hall is not doing a lot with his hand right now. He's just letting the ball do the work. Just really just taking it one shot at a time. And I didn't realize he bowls with a right dress shoe on either. So he only has on a left bowling shoe and a right dress shoe.
Well, we're going to see the first ball over here. And then I'm going to ask Kevin, the cameraman, to go shift his camera over a little bit. Oh, wow.
Another 9-pin on lane 2.
Another 9-pin. It's like you can't buy one over on lane 2.
Well, it's jumping just a little bit more.
So I'm going to ask Kevin if he can shift his camera over a little bit here. If he can shift it over. I want Kevin to see right now what Bobby Hall is doing. And right now, Bobby Hall is chatting with the current Cruiserweight champion, Carlos, trying to give him some pointers or some tips or something. Clearly there's something going on there between Bobby and Carlos, and if there's any question on who Bobby wants to see win the Cruiserweight title, that is answered.
Get that dress shoe though. I mean, he's got a dress shoe on his right foot, which is blowing my mind right now.
It's a nice little shoe.
Tom,
You know, you talk about different alliances in the UBA, and talking about that as potential unholy alliance coming up, maybe with Bobby Hall and Carlos Jimenez teaming up.
That's a better looking shot, and that just took off. So even though Aaron's keeping it clean right now, he's just falling so far behind. He's going to be down almost 30 here.
Spares do not beat strikes.
No. 2 9 spares will not beat a 4-timer.
No, they will not. I think Aaron and Derek may be switching stories over the bar right now because it does not look good for either of them after Game 3. That being said, we're still only in the second half of Game 3 in the heavyweight match.
Yes.
El Padrino will not be shooting a 300.
Tom finally missed, but he won this match 2 frames ago as Derek can only get the 182, and he's already into the 200s. So he'll take a commanding 3-0 lead. And I see, unless Bobby does something really bad here, it's looking like a 3-0 lead for him because Aaron just cannot carry on that right lane. And then he missed on the good lane as well, so he's getting a little way from him right now. And that's another good-looking shot from Bobby. 5-timer for him, and this one looks like it's going to be a runaway.
Well, not a runaway just quite yet. I mean, but amazingly enough, with all that's going on here, Bobby Hall is still catchable. That being said, Aaron needs to go out the door, and I mean really needs to go out the door. He can go out for a 239. Bobby Hall, if he goes out, 290.
And although Carlos hasn't doubled over in the cruiser match, still strike spare, which is enough because Troy's hit to throw a strike going into the 7th frame of this match.
I was going to say Troy's thrown a couple of opens, and if Carlos stays clean, Troy's going to have to throw some strikes.
Another good-looking shot from Bobby. That ball just set up nicely.
And now the question becomes, what exactly did Bobby Hall tell Carlos? Because this went from a friendly meme mafia match between Troy and Carlos, and you know they did say this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. Carlos was not having much fun after Game 2, and now all of a sudden a relaxed Carlos in Game 3. That could be interesting. There is finally a strike from Aaron on lane 2. Again, Aaron, this has got to be a strike over here because if it's not, Bobby does not need to throw a mark the rest of the match.
Another good-looking shot. And finally a double from Aaron, but is it all too late? As really Bobby Hall can just start sparing here and filling frames to take a commanding 3-0 lead.
That is correct. If he stays clean, he's in. And he's in without any problems. Tom Panabianco, by the way, with his first open in the match
in
the 9th frame, 235.
In his 8th frame.
Yeah,
this is going to be a runaway for Carlos, and Troy just really needs to settle himself down and figure it out for the next couple games. and not let this 2-0 lead turn into another 4-3 loss. Bobby didn't seem to like that one off his hand, but still caught enough of it. Carries the 7-pin, and this is turning into a runaway here.
Yeah, this one does not look good for Aaron Williams. And if you're going to be down 3-zip, who would you rather be down 3-zip to is the question. Bobby Hall or Tom Panabianco?
Honestly,
What position would you rather be in right now?
on this day, on these lanes, I'd much rather be down 3-0 to a righty than to a lefty like Tom, who's got the whole side to himself, has a good look to the pocket. Missed the spare, but he's still going to get into the 240s, 250s, where Bobby can still make some mistakes and get in his own way, but he's done a really good job of repeating shots here. That's another good-looking ball off his hand, but there's a flat 10-pin right on cue. He can run into some carry issues, so if I had to be down 3-0 to anybody, I'd much rather it be Bobby, a righty, than Tom, a good lefty, who knows what he's doing.
Well, here's going to be my counter to that. Bobby has never lost when he's up 3-zip.
Not many
Ever.
people do.
Tom Panabianco has done it 3 times,
Really?
including once in the heavyweight title match to Scott Santos when he was going after the belt.
Okay.
Tom was up 3-zip. Scott wins the next 4, retains the belt, including a 299 in the last game.
Well, and again, this is one of those things. Tom has short-term memory. He doesn't carry that. He doesn't mention it. He's to himself. He leaves a 6-pin there, and now he's just trying to figure out the line he needs to be at for next game.
Yeah,
Aaron,
right now,
although-
Bobby can double gutter, and he's got this one.
There,
Actually, theoretically, he can. He still needs a couple of pins,
yeah,
but
he's not going to double gutter.
no.
But Aaron, this is promise. If he goes out the door here, he shoots 239. That's a good loss. Maybe he found something. Maybe he can make this competitive going into the next couple games. Troy's already lost his match over there. He needs to just, like I said, get himself lined up. Aaron almost leaves a 4-9. Tom finishes with another 255 after shooting 258 the last game. Aaron misses that 9-pin. I don't know if he was trying something or not, but
Well, he was trying whatever he was trying. Again, and it could be a strike shot here.
No, I get it. It's tough. You're in a tough situation. Hi. Hi, Ryan. How are you, buddy? Thank you, buddy.
Right now, Bobby Hall.
Bobby Hall can shoot 269. I wouldn't be surprised if Bobby might make a ball change here after his first shot, or just kind of keep breaking in that line he has.
Well, here's the question. Do you play offense? Do you play adjustment? Do you play defense?
No, right now, up 3-0, knowing you're comfortable, you just stick with what got you there, and then if you have to adjust, you adjust. Don't overthink it. You're up 3-0 for a reason.
All right, now going for everything here. No, 10-pin.
Another 10-pin. Again, this is the problem he could run into. Aaron's got a little bit more angle on the ball, a little bit more shape to it. He can put some strikes together, and that's what he's been known for, putting strikes together. Tom leaves an 8-pin there, but this is the thing. Bobby can start leaving 10-pins. Bobby's a good spare shooter, though, so he's not going to let this bother him. He's just going to go about it business as usual.
Carlos gets on the board and gets on a board in a big way. He wins that one by 43 pins.
53, dog.
53. I'm sorry, 206, 153. You got a better angle than I do on that. And now, well, you do. But now the question becomes, what exactly? It's funny because it's a Bobby Hall influence. He now has influence in at least 2 matches at this point.
But again, influence or not, Carlos has to go out there and make shots, execute, cover spares. Bobby can't do that for him. Bobby's going to win this game by 42 pins. He's got a comfortable lead. Tom sees what's in front of him here. Tom knows he's 1 game away from getting back to where he wants to be, and that's in that championship picture.
Against the person that he lost the title to, that would be a rematch a couple months in the making.
And that's fine. I mean, who would you rather beat, the person that beat you or somebody else?
Oh, I'm sure if I'm Tom Panabianco, I want Bobby Hall again. If I'm in that position, if that's the person that I lost to that lost the belt, I want the belt back, and I want it back by that same person.
Exactly. This Tom just blows the rack up.
So right now, we look over here, I got Troy Gafkin now getting advice from Jonathan Dansbury. So this went from a fun match to a maybe not so fun, everybody's going to chat with each other match.
Listen, losing is never fun. I don't care what you're playing. Winning solves all the problems you have. Derek Brown rings a 10-pin. Aaron Williams strikes.
In the words of Mike Tyson, your plan always changes when you get hit in the mouth.
I had a plan today for Team Relay, and it worked like a charm. Ride the lefty to the end.
Yeah, give me a second.
Bobby Hall gets up his first shot. Kicks the 10 out late.
Both bowlers on strikes. Bobby Hall right now 1 game away from successfully defending his title and possibly going into the new year with the championship, but he's got 1 more to go.
Three-0, 3-0, 2-1.
Yeah.
Carlos leaves a 10-pin in the cruiserweight match after Troy strikes in the first. Bobby Hall in the second.
Yeah, we're going to flash over
Good
there
looking
and
ball.
winner if this match is over.
Ooh, and see, that checked on him. This is what I mean. Being down 3-0, you know, you can't look at it as, oh my God, you're not going to be able to win 4 games at one time. Got to take it one shot at a time, frame by frame. Oh! As
And
Tom
speaking of which,
Pambianco leaves an 8-10.
We got Malk on the board. Malk on lane 4.
Carlos
You know, the one thing
flags
is
that.
Carlos has got to make his spares, though.
Right, and you can't leave the door open.
No, you can't do that. I've never lost a match when my team's been up 3-0. However, I've won a couple of matches when we were down 0-3. And what you have to do is you got to take, you can't think about, I got to win the next 4. Right. You got to think about 1 game at a time, 1 game at a time, 1 game at a time, 1 game at a time.
It's just like being, you know, playing baseball and being down by 5. You can't hit a 5-run home run.
You cannot.
You got to string a couple hits together, then maybe get a hit, get the big hit, crawl back into it. You know, and see, Tom's not in panic mode. He went, you know, spare strike, weird 8-10, and he's okay. And this is where Aaron Williams needed to jump on it. He finally got Bobby to go strike spare.
Yeah, that's a huge error on Aaron Williams' part because you said you try to get the jump on him and you try to get the jump on the grind and at least say, hey, you know what, let's at least push this 1 more game. And now what he's effectively done is giving Bobby Hall the lead.
Right.
Again.
I mean, but in the second frame, it's early. You know, a spare 7-2 is essentially a 9 miss. And that's fine. Tom with a much better shot. And again, if I'm Tom, I'm thinking to myself, well, Derek Brown's going to make the mistakes for me. He's done it for 3 games. As Aaron goes back-to-back gaps, Troy Gafkin leaves his split. It seems to be a split mania right now here at Laurel Lanes in Maple Shade, New Jersey.
Well, that's one of the things that you and I both talked about, and both of us in tag team action. You've got to keep it clean.
And right on cue,
you can't make mistakes.
Right, and right on cue, Derek Brown almost leaves a split, but it's fortunate to just leave the 10-pin.
Right.
As we're a few short frames away from Bobby Hall retaining.
Yeah, I was going to say, at the beginning, you're right. 1 bad frame at the beginning is not going to hurt you. 2 bad frames in a row, and all of a sudden, again, you're running the risk of the champion getting comfortable. You do not want anybody getting comfortable,
right.
ever.
And especially in these WCS matches, the one thing I've come, and you know, I look at the scoreboard, I know that Aaron can only get to 247 now. So if I'm Bobby, I already know the number I got to beat.
Right.
Yeah, I don't got to shoot 279. I'm not trying to win a pot. I'm just trying to beat 247.
Or get enough of a lead so that you're forcing him to do something that he doesn't want to do, make the adjustment he doesn't want to make, and then get himself in more trouble. That is not trouble right there. That's a strike for Bobby Hall.
That's a good-looking shot.
That shot looks really nice. Right now, Hall up by at least 13, maybe 23.
And speaking of back-to-back splits, Troy Gafkin, once again, back-to-back splits. After Carlos gave him an early open, you know, looks like he's just trying to do a little too much right now.
And here's what you can't do. What you cannot afford to do is you're up 2-zip, you can't give it back, and that's what you're doing.
Because then it turns into a best-of-3, and anything can happen in a best-of-3.
Well, not just that, but now the momentum completely shifts out of the person that won the next 2 matches.
But Troy, in his defense, smart thing, get the wood, keep it moving, shake it off. Even with a strike here, he's only down 11.
Bobby Hall right now looking to get a double here, get himself up. He
Kicks
does.
the 10 out.
10 is out. There's a double. He is now up by the aforementioned 23, potentially 33. It's not too late. It's not too early to say this. Aaron Williams needs strikes, and he
Oof.
needs them fast and quickly. And wow,
Did you see that 8-pin?
I saw the 8-pin and I saw the messenger miss it. Now the one thing that's happening now with DB, and there's the one thing that Derek,
Another 9.
yipes.
So now
And
it's
the-
237. You start counting those frames down. You see what the total is.
Absolutely. And the one thing that Derek may be thinking in his mind is, hey, here comes the carry down that I've been hoping for. But now
that's,
maybe it's
you
not going to
know,
be unbeatable at this point. You can.
But still, DB still has to go out there and fill frames
DB's got to figure out how to
at
throw
a
a
double.
strike.
He has to double.
He's got to figure out how to chain.
Because
But if
again-
he does, this all of a sudden can turn into a match.
right.
Carlos right now doing exactly what he needs to do. He's taking advantage of Troy Gaffkin's opens. He now retakes the lead, looking to get in the double digits. Meanwhile, on this side, here's Aaron Williams. Strike here is paramount.
Kicks out
Gets
before
it.
late.
Doesn't look pretty, but pretty doesn't matter in bowling. That's why you and I bowl, because pretty does not matter in bowling.
Well, I'm a good-looking guy.
I am not.
You got the perfect face for radio. so
That's why I do this and not in front of the TV, even though actually I am in front of the camera.
I understand.
Hey,
Hey.
hey.
Let's see now. Here's the $1,000,000 question: can Derek Brown find a way to double? Carlos filled his frame, made a spare in the cruiserweight match, struck here. He's gonna go up 11.
And if I'm
Troy's
Troy
not out of
and I
this.
see Carlos starting to carry, I need to be a little bit concerned.
No,
and
you
I'll
don't.
explain you
because
well,
you,
I do for this reason, but let's see what Bobby Hall does over here right now.
right. Good looking shot out of the hand. 10
Very.
back.
3-0 for Bobby Hall, and again, now he's maintaining that gap. That's now 33.
Just growing.
And it's just growing. And another strike here. Aaron needs to find strikes.
But here's the problem. In the other match, Derek Brown, once again, no strikes. And on the cruiserweight side, Troy flags them, but it's okay. It's a 1-2. It's a makeable spare. Fill frames. Give yourself a chance to just make spares.
Yeah, but here's the issue that Troy may be facing. I'm going to see here Derek Brown makes a spare. He should. He does. Here's the issue that Troy may be facing, which is Troy bowled already a couple of games, so he thinks that he knows what it is. Carlos is coming in cold, and he's coming in on lanes that haven't been oiled. If Carlos starts to find something on those lanes, and keep in mind they're both on the right side. If Carlos tries to find something, that could be trouble for Troy.
Oof, bring 10 by
And that
Bobby.
also could have been a disaster for Aaron right there with another strike. Instead, he leaves a 10-pin.
Well, I just think that Troy's a little bit in his way, and Troy knows he's not going to be able to go strike for strike with him. As DB leaves a 2-7-8. Not impossible. It's a makeable split, but you don't want to leave that, because now it just keeps the door open for Tom.
Well, if he opens, he definitely leaves the door open for Tom.
Right.
If he marks it here, he still has to. He's forcing Tom to start throwing a lot of strikes. And right now he's not doing that. He's sort of in the same position that DB is in right now. He can throw strikes in one lane. He's having issues with the other one.
Right.
Meanwhile, here, Aaron Williams, 6th and 7th frame right now are crucial.
DB.
That looks
with
good to
the
me.
spare.
It is.
But again, now with a double, Tom is even with it.
Got to be a strike here.
Aaron with a strike, big double. Troy with a spare, not out of it. Again, you don't want to turn this into a spare shooting competition.
Well, if you're Troy, you do want to turn it into a spare shooting competition because I think Troy is more accurate than Carlos is in terms of spares.
Tom finally strikes on that right lane that he's been struggling on. So now here we go. The door's open. And Tom has not missed yet on lane 3. Aaron pitches one out. No chance. So
Yeah,
now
that was
even
very
with-
high, very quick, and very troublesome.
You got it very far right early.
And if you look over here, there's Bobby Hall communicating over to Carlos Jimenez or to somebody else. He's communicating with somebody.
I thought he was trying to get to the cameraman. Kevin, look at Bobby. Tom with the triple. Aaron with the spare. Carlos with the double. We got action.
Right now, Bobby Hall is up by around
Commandingly.
35. Double here should finish this one off. That being said, he's still got to throw it.
And Carlos just tripled over in the cruiserweight match,
Yeah,
finding
and
a
if
way.
I'm Troy, that's exactly what I don't want to see. Here's the one thing about Carlos. If he can find in and locked in on the strikes, he is a very hard person to derail, very similar to Bobby Hall.
Bobby with another strike, and again, now it's just filling frames. He can sheet out for 258. Aaron can sheet out for only something in the 2 teens.
I was going to
And
say
he's
he doesn't
running out of
even
time.
doesn't even need to do that. The best that Aaron can do right now is a 214, I believe.
Yes.
And Bobby can go Dutch for a 219.
Troy misses the head pin again as he's now just rushing to the line. And he's just all over it. And you can see him shaking his head, second guessing himself now. That's all but it for Bobby Hall here. Another
So
big shot.
smooth, so perfect, so direct. And this is the reason why Bobby Hall has been the heavyweight champion now for close to a year.
Troy misses
Held it for
another
over
easy
6 months.
spare. Derek Brown gets one out. And again, here's the thing. Derek Brown now can only get to 207, leaving the door open for Tom, who can still get to 238. So Tom is now ahead. Troy finally
strike for
carries
Troy.
one, but still, even if he strikes out, he can only get to 199. Aaron with a strike, but it all might be too late.
Well, again, if
But
he
he
goes
keeps the
out the
pressure
door,
on.
he forces Bobby to show up in the 9th and 10th frame.
Well, and again, it's not even sure, it's just filling frames. As long as Bobby can avoid a big split here, he'll be okay. Much like Tom, he up in the 8th, 9th frame here, 4-bagger, and now he's in control, and it's really just a spare here that locks him out. Going out for 238, even just good count. Bobby Hall, 7-pin, okay. Know he missed it on the bottom of the swing there a little bit, but still, spares are
he's
good.
upset. He wanted that one to finish this one off,
Right.
and this one's not necessarily over yet. Again, he stays clean. He's out of trouble. Goes
that's it.
68, 88, 08, strike in the 10th frame in the 220 range.
And that's it as Tom strikes again, so that'll be it for him in that match. Bobby covers it up. And again, it's just going to be spare count essentially here. Tom misses, but he's into the 220s. And he'll be walking home a 4-0 winner.
Well, he marks this one's over. He doesn't. Then there's life for Aaron Williams.
Right. Tom covers it up, 226. The best Derek can get to is 207. So Tom will win this one 4-0 as we focus our attention back on Bobby Hall in the 10th frame here, looking to close out Aaron Williams.
This is for
Nothing
game,
but
set,
9.
match.
And there it is, 9. And that's it. Bobby Hall knows it. He knows the score. He'll go home a 4-0 winner.
Yep. That is good enough.
Troy leaves another split. That'll be his 4th open of the match.
Aaron Hall was a very game competitor coming into this.
Aaron Hall?
However, I'm sorry, Aaron Hall. Aaron Williams was a very game competitor going into this. However, way too much Bobby Hall II.
Here you go.
That is enough. Obviously, both bowlers right now, the game's mathematically out. So this one's going to finish out. Aaron Williams, a great game competitor, but he made...
Hey, you got it right, Aaron Williams, not
Yes,
Aaron Hall.
not Aaron Hall. Aaron Williams,
Or
a
Bobby
very...
Williams.
Bobby Williams sounds like a cool name. Anyway. Aaron just made way too many mistakes, and you cannot make those mistakes
No, I
against
mean,
Bobby
he goes
Hall.
spare there in the second and third. It's a different complexion
Yeah.
of the game.
Well, at the end of game 4, Bobby Hall the second, 227. Aaron Williams, 203.
And it is now set that next month we'll have a Bobby Hall, Tom Panbianco rematch for the championship to see who will be heading into 2020 as our UBA Northeast heavyweight champion.
It's almost sort of poetic justice here a little bit, where you begin the year with this matchup, and now you're going to end the year with this matchup.
You know what? It's a nice little bookend to the year.
Well, I'm here with Bobby Hall, the second, who has successfully defended his title again.
For the 5th time, come on.
For the 5th time. So, what did you think about this defense?
This one was easy. I beat him through experience. I saw how he was playing. I saw how he warmed up, and I just put it on him. He let me get away with the first game with a 203 to 202, lined it up, and I just got him out the way. Easy peasy.
How much do you think that 203 to 202 one-pin game in game 1 affected the tide of this match?
It didn't affect me one way or the other. I tell y'all all the time, I'm not playing against him. I'm playing against me. For some reason, people are having a hard time understanding that fact, especially when I keep telling you this. Let me explain something to you. All these people here is talking trash and talking a lot of stuff. You're saying it online. You want me to come up here. You want me to come up there. You won't come to my hometown. I'll come up where you at and beat you in your backyard. I have no problem in doing that. Now, I'm going to tell you one time, and remember this. He who won last talks the most trash. So keep that in mind when you come bringing my name online.
Well, here's your next opponent, and he may look a little bit familiar to you because his name is not online, but you've got something that you took from him that he wants.
And I want it in better condition, actually. So I have his rookie card. I have his picture on my refrigerator. I've been looking at it every day, and I want the opportunity to go for the title again. That's what I got. So I got the opportunity. That's all I could ask for.
Well, a very impressive 4-0 victory on your end also.
I had a really good look, and I have to say, advantaged me on the left side big time because the lanes were really broke down for him, and he really didn't have a good look at all. So I really had an advantage, and I took advantage of it.
So I know you two know each other. Any more pleasantries before we see each other in December?
I think he's a great champion. He's won it every 5 or 6 times in a row now. So 5 times in a row. He took it from me. So I'm just happy I'm back. There are so many good bowlers in the UBA, and on any given day, anybody can beat anybody. I had the opportunity to bowl. I got by some people, and here I am.
Well, look, this is the way I see it. I have a lot of respect for this man. I like all the bowlers that I bowled against and beat. But I'm going to tell you now, when I'm in competition, I'm really not here to be liked. So don't like me or like me. It doesn't matter. As long as I'm winning, you pay me, that's all that matters to me. And then you can like me whenever, and I'll treat you to the drink. So if I'm winning the money, I'll treat him to the beer. He didn't give me the beer, but I should have treated him when I took it from him. But he won a lot. So he done say something. But I have a lot of respect for the left-hander. Now, if I'm going to have any type of fear on anybody, it will always be the southpaw, because sometimes you just don't know from left to right what you're going against. Derek found that out. And I mean, credit to him. You're supposed to beat the people you're supposed to beat. You're not supposed to. You don't show no mercy on the battlefield. This is a fight. We're here to get paid. I'm not here to like you. I might like you after I'm done, but I'm not here to like you during competition. And don't mistake me because I sit here quiet that I'm a punk. I'm far from it. And I'm going to tell all of you people up north, you keep mentioning my name. I'm going to come up to your backyard and I'm going to mow your grass and I'm going to sit in your living room. So stop calling my name.
I actually haven't seen anybody call your name out. I guess I'm not looking close enough.
No, there's been a bunch of people.
And I like you. That's the problem. And I don't want to play you because I like you. And you're not going to put on my heartstrings either. I got to go at them the same way I go after everybody else.
You have to. I'm just, next time I'm going to bring my 90-year-old mother in her wheelchair to watch, and I'm hoping that helps me a little bit.
That's right. And before we leave out of here, you remember this. When you open your mouth to talk about me, he who went last talked the most trash.
I don't talk trash. I just like to get out there, bowl, do my best, and whatever happens, happens. That's all I got to say.
This is going to be fun next month. It's Gordon Pepper signing off. We'll see these guys in December. Out. Troy's going to finish with a 178. Now all of a sudden, pendulum switched out the other way. Plus, right now, it looks like he's going to strike out for a 246. The end of game 5, Carlos 246, Troy 178. Carlos is up 2-1, or I'm sorry, Carlos is up 3-2. Carlos gets one more, he retains his title. Troy starts game 6 with a strike. I don't think anybody wants to hear my opinion at this point, and I'm not going to. Here's what I'm going to say. As a card player, like myself, I play poker. I deal with the hand that I'm given, and then I play the hand out there. Right now, I'm not all in. But Troy needs to be all in, because if not, if he doesn't win this, he's all out. Carlos, right now, that ball looks good. And again, if the lanes, and I understand that not everybody's thrilled with the fact that not everybody gets oil and it's not a perfectly oiled pattern out there. I get that. However, and a major however, both bowlers and their righties have to bowl on the same lanes. And they need to bowl in the same thing, and therefore, both bowlers have got to figure it out. The question now is who's going to figure it out in game 6 and who's going to figure it out in game 7. Carlos right now up there. There's a double. One of the things that I was saying in the heavyweight match about Carlos is if he finds a line and gets strikes, he's going to strike for a very long time if he finds something, and he found something. Troy Gafkin obviously also has that same potential to do it. The question is, will he? Troy up there, there's 2. Now, the other interesting part of this equation is that, and I'm going to be real interested to find this out after the match. Bobby Hall came over to Carlos in the middle, and I know that Bobby and Carlos do have a friendship, and they were both chatting about the titles. The question becomes, what exactly did Bobby say to Carlos? We shall see. Troy right now, that ball looks good too. It's high, it's good. The one thing that I'm appreciating about this match is that both bowlers are channeling their anger on the lanes. Carlos right now, that's his ball. That's a little high, it's good. Both bowlers 3 in a row as we go into the 4th frame. Apparently I need to be here earlier behind the mic. Over here. I think. .0 for Carlos. We got a fun one here. Both bowlers supporting each other, which is always nice to see. The sportsmanship is great. We go 300-300. That's never happened in WCS play. That could be fun. He's looking for 4 here, gets it. Both bowlers 4 in a row as he go in the 5th frame.
Okay.
In other words, stop whining about the lane conditions and start figuring it out. Clearly there's something out there that both bowlers have figured out. It may have taken them a little longer than what they wanted, but they can figure it out.
What is the count on this match?
This right now, this is game 6. Carlos, who is your defending champion, is up 3-2. So this is a must-win for Troy. If Troy wins, we go to a game 7. If Troy does not win, and Carlos does, this one's over. Troy looking for 5 in a row here. That ball's got to hurry up a little bit. Mixer, no, 4-pin.
In all honesty, Troy's game has improved over the past few years that I've known him, and since he's been on the creative list, he's been up and down, but surely his game is getting up there, and this is his second shot at the title.
I will say this right now. Troy's second shot at the title is a lot better than his first. He's really coming to his own. He's really matured at this point.
Right. And to be honest, I would not mind seeing Troy win the belt. I would not mind seeing him with the belt.
Okay. Everybody's like, uh-oh. I'm like, no, he got it.
I would not mind
Yeah, I heard a couple of uh-ohs. No uh-ohs. He had that one.
Troy, please, no trick shots, okay?
Now, both bowlers right now are in the heat of battle. I'm getting sneers from both bowlers, which is always fun and entertaining in its own right. Carlos right now looking for 5 to take the lead here. No. 3-6.
You have an engine.
Troy's like, oh, I got a break. What happened the first 2 games? He was up 2-zip. Wait, I'm putting in the power of reason here. Never mind. Carlos right now down 1 pin to Troy Gafkin. That ball's got to hurry back, and it does not. Carlos is now down by more than 1 pin to Troy Gafkin. Carlos down by 15 as we go into the second half of game 6.
Can't do that now. Can't do that now.
Well, you know what? honestly, you can afford to do it a little bit now.
No, you can't.
But you really don't want to. Carlos does have the game to lose here. That being said, you really don't want to be losing game 6. Carlos right now, that ball looks a lot snappier. And, oh, wow, 9-pin.
Wow. Niner.
Even though both people part of the unofficial meme mafia, they both have their fan bases. Miguel Acobo over at Franchise telling Carlos, pick it up, pick it up. And it looks like he will, and he does. However, the Open does provide Troy Gafkin a little bit of a gap here. I would be talking to Jonathan Dansbury, except this is Dansbury's teammate, and Dansbury sort of left the booth to be coaching Troy at this moment. I have a feeling I will be very alone at the end of this. 1, 2, 4. Well, he missed the head pin, but he's got a makeable shot here. 1, 2, 4. Filling in his forfeit. Do not forget to pay the $10. All right. Got it. Nice ball.
You can't afford to open, though, right now. You can't afford to open.
Oh, no, absolutely not. But he looks like he's got this one, and he will. He's looking back. I don't know why he's concerned. He had that one all the way. Sometimes, Bobby Hall said this earlier on, sometimes the biggest opponent that you have is not your opponent, it's yourself.
I agree. I definitely agree.
It's truth. I speak truth. You may not like my truth, but I speak my truth. And Haley, by the way, Haley over there, rooting for Carlos goes, so do I. 7th frame here, that ball looks good. It is.
Yeah.
Troy Gafkin up by 12 as Carlos goes into his half of the 7th frame. Again, Troy needs to win this one. If he does, we get a game 7, which is what most people thought was going to happen anyway. Carlos right now, that ball looks a little high. Another 3-6. That's what he left last time he was here. I look at it this way, if you lose, you're going to complain about something. Ball looks like, this time it looks like he made the adjustment, he got it. Right now, Carlos down by 14 as we go into the 8th frame. He is on a spare, Troy Gafkin is on a strike. Right now, that ball looks good. It is. Try for Carlos, that 8th frame now. Soda says, I'm still here. Does put a little bit of pressure on Troy. Again, Troy's still up by 14. A strike here keeps him up. Here's the ball. That ball looks good. He says to kick it. He does. Gafkin will stay up by 14 as we go into the 9th frame. This is why I am by myself and Jonathan Dansbury is not with me behind the microphone. Because you can probably hear him right now on the microphone. Troy Gafkin can go off for a 266. Carlos can go off for a 242. I see what Carlos is doing here. Not sure if I agree with it. Ball looks good. Ooh, that ball looks like it was light. Oh, no. 6-8 now all of a sudden.
Now you're going to hear.
I'm going to hear something else from Jonathan Dansbury, and it's not going to be kick it. Well, getting the pin count here is obviously very, very important. He does have, well, he did have a 26-pin lead. It's now a 24-pin lead. Maybe. Oh, makes a spare.
Woo!
A brilliant shot from Troy Gafkin. However, though he has the spare here, Carlos can make life very pressureful for Troy as we go into his half of the 9th frame.
That was a big shot. That was a big one. That was a big one.
Strike here makes it a 2-pin game,
Good ball.
and it is. Troy Gafkin is up. He is only up by 2 as we go into the 10th frame. Carlos goes out. It's a, if my numbers are correct, and I believe that they are. Carlos can go out for 242. Troy can go out for 244.
You're good at that. You're good at that.
I'm not bad at my math.
That 10 frame always messes me up.
Yep.
That 10 frame count.
Carlos is here. First strike is almost a must here for pressure, and he gets the 9-pin. Well, that means Troy's got to show up with a mark. Now the other question becomes, does Troy have to show up with a double? Right now, Carlos in potentially 230 range. Here's a shot right now. Gets it. Fortunately, the microphone is over here and not over there. There's a reason why the microphone is over here and not over there. Oh, yeah, you can hear it? All right. That extra loud music may have to be a little bit louder. Bleep. Strike here puts him at 242. And that's what it is. More yelling from Carlos. So here's the situation. If Troy goes strike 9, we have a game 7. Anything less than that, Carlos defends. And here we go. First ball out. It's got to have it. And he does. That's 1. Make sure you send that over to John. Second shot here. He's got to have that one also. That ball looks good. He gets a mix. Get the 5 out. Of course, it's still not over. Troy needs 9 on this third shot. 9 or a strike. We have a game 7. Get him out of here. No talking trash to the bowlers that are currently bowling on the settee, please.
I was talking to that guy right there. Yes, sir.
9 here. We go to game 7. A 6 here, and we don't. Wow. Wow, that's all I have to say. At the end of game 6, Carlos 242, Troy 240. And Carlos wins this one 4-2. Wow. Wow.
Wow ain't the word.
What's the word?
Ridiculous. And if I can curse, I'll curse. But it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous how we come into these situations and you guys, as, you know, I'm not going to say that, you know, I don't want to, like, get myself suspended or anything, but, like, you guys want to promote us, but it's like we got to come on these, like, situations that are, like, kind of, like, ridiculous. 479 frames on this lane, so we got to ball on something, like, really crazy for a title. So I got to defend. He got to earn his way up to ball on this crap, and I got to ball on this too. It's ridiculous. Even my man Bobby Hall said it. He feels bad that he had the fresh, and we all had just like the Sahara Desert. It's crazy, and it's just you know what I'm saying. If I'm gonna continue to be your champ, I expect things to get a little better. If not, I don't mind relinquishing this at all. Like, I don't care. It's just ridiculous that, you know, I have to ball my friend on something like ridiculous like this. Came down to the 10th. He tried his best. He was up 2-0. I had to find something. He was there. His line changed. I just ended up getting the carry the next few frames. I'm sorry, next few games I got the carry, and you know, and it worked in my favor. But it, you know, it just sucks to be a friend like Troy, and he really tried his best, and he worked his ass up all the way up here for this, and he had a ball on something like this. And I hope in the near future I can see him, even if it's not a title match or if it's a title match, whatever it may be. Hopefully the conditions are a little better. I know it's not you guys, but I think the house could do a little better. I tell you this right now, but. I ain't setting for lower lanes ever again. I tell you that. So, but it's not you guys. It's just the house also wanted us off by 6, so now we got to try to, like, hurry up too. It's kind of, you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna say.
Well, I'm seeing over here. I can understand that if this goes to like 120 to 110, that's 242 to 240 up there.
Yeah.
So obviously, with the lanes up there, you figured something out.
I figured something out, but my thing is just like I had a loft, and I wasn't too comfortable lofting a little bit on the lanes, and just something I haven't really worked on. And granted, it worked today, and when in doubt, Venom Shock comes through. Stay motivated, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It built me out on the last one, and it built me out on this one. And I know Troy didn't gift wrap this to me. You know what I'm saying? It's easy win, but he really tried. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people doubted him, or people doubt him all the time, but this guy put all in on the shots, and you know what I'm saying?
Well, this was one hell of a match, and you were down 0-2,
Yes.
and me and Kevin were looking at this, and we're going, oh, Troy's gonna run over Carlos. What changed?
To be honest with you, I thought the same thing. I was telling my girlfriend, I was telling my best friend Miguel, I'm like, yo, I have no luck. This is just really crazy. Like, I can't understand, but it's just one of those. I didn't any mighty mo this bowling ball. You know what I'm saying? Like I did on the last one.
I've seen this happen before.
But it's just, you know, when you're down, you know, I just took the 10th frame or whatever frame I was down to try to find something. And when I found that I had a little loft, I'm thinking to myself, let me see how long this could last. And believe it or not, it lasted me 4 games. And there's a couple times in a couple games where I used different bowling balls in the 10th frame to see what they gave me. But I just looked to my gun. I'm like, nah, let me just stay with the Venom Shock, because believe it or not, on this condition, 9 or better was good. Any spare was good. If you strike, it was extra. But if you spared, you know what I'm saying, it was actually like to win the game. And as you can see, it came down really tight. He was lost for the last couple games, and he found something. He went back to what he had, and he looked like the way he was bowling game 1. And it's just pressure. You know, like it just sucks. But you know, shout out to Troy for like legit giving me a hell of a match, and you know, I commend him and you guys trying your best to accommodate us the best you can. But I think the house could do a little better, especially if they're getting our money. They could do a little better. You know, but how many times that's been said? But you know, it's.
Well, I understand. Sometimes though, you gotta figure out the lane. Sometimes it's grind, regardless of what's there, and you figured it out. And champions do that.
Champions do that. They do prevail if they really want it. But like I said again, I just think like they probably could communicate better with you guys. I don't know where the communication was. I don't know if it was a communication problem, but it would be nice to know maybe a little ahead of time. They might be a 50-50 chance. I know the contract says it's not guaranteed for oil.
It is not. It
is not guaranteed, but at the same time, you know, it's just. I guess with all the emotions, I just put everything on and you know, and I use that. But for my next match, I'll just be prepared to come with, you know, what I need in case anything like this happens again. But,
including the Venom Shock.
Including the Venom Shock. But you know what I'm saying? I heard Team Relay was a successful event. So you know, shout out to them making a successful event, the UBA and all that stuff. But I'm gonna keep holding this. And like I said in the video, just come for me. You know what I'm saying? You up there, you earned your #1 contenders match. come beat me. As you can see, I define all odds. I could be down by 50. I could be in a worse condition, but I'm gonna keep trying. So whatever you do, don't stop believing, and that's it.
Yeah, congratulations, sir.
Thanks, sir. I appreciate you.
All right. All right, so I'm Gordon Pepper, and this is the welterweight matchup, Game 6. Donnell Plummer is your defending champion, and he's defending against Nathan Bott, Bottomus Prime. This is Nathan's second match. The first time around, when he had this matchup, he did not get past to a Game 6. Now he's at Game 6. That's the good news. The bad news is that he needs to win this one, or Donnell Plummer is going to defend and defend successfully. Donnell Plummer with a whole bunch of New York legends, and the New York legends have done extremely well in WCS today. They got 2 welterweight wins. If they get one more, then there's going to be a lot of fun being had over here by the legends. That being said, Nathan's got this to a Game 6. Except the only problem is Donnell has started on fire. He started with a front 4, and then we show up, and then he screws it up in the 5th frame. Plummer right now, that ball looks good in the 6th frame, and no, 4-pin. Right now, Plummer right now up by a whole bunch. Right now, 49 in the 6th frame. Nathan is going to need to strike strike some strings together, string some strikes together. If he does that, then he's got a shot. Right now, Donnell not looking to give anybody a shot. He likes the belt. He won it last month. He wants to keep it this month. Speaking of the shot, that looks good. He gets it. Right now, Donnell up by 29, going in the 7th frame. Sorry, 49 still, going in the 7th frame. Hey, we got a situation on camera. Hey, what happens on the legends if you miss a 5-pin? You get powdered? If the welterweight champion, that's currently the welterweight champion, misses a 5-pin, is he going to get powdered? Yes, he is. That's what everybody says. No pressure, Donnell. You're on camera. No pressure.
Powder over here. Powder over here. Oh no!
Oh no! Woo! Well, I was going to say, I don't know why he used that ball and pitched it out that far, but he got the spare.
It's dry out there.
Yeah, it's very dry out there. Sand, dust, dirt, grit, asphalt. Nathan right now desperately needs a strike, gets himself a 10-pin. I'm sorry, 6-pin. I've got a cameraman in my way. So for the most part, I'm sort of guessing on the pin counts here. I'm seeing the numbers, though. And the numbers state right now, Nathan needs strikes and not spares because he's running out of frames. Yeah, the drive by, and it's getting to that point.
It's pretty much over.
Hey, this is pretty much and still. Best Nathan can do is a 195, and it's over.
Done. All set.
I'll say this, we have had 4 potential title matches and none of the belts have changed hands. Everybody keeps their belts. Northeast a very different complexion than the Southeast. Plummer right now. But in the 8th. And right now, as we said, Nathan's sort of much given up on this. Picks it up anyway. I think mathematically this one is almost over.
Whoa. Lights come on, Donnie ain't shit. Yo. Move that belt real quick.
Going here. If he gets enough count, this one's over. And he got enough count, and this one's over. Donnell Plummer with the first 4 in Game 6, and he coasts from there, and he's going to successfully defend the title. That's a mighty nice belt you got there.
It is. Thank you. You know?
You got to hold on to it for another month.
Hey, absolutely. I get to hold it for another month, and then, you know, it's going to stay in the family. So that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Because, come here, my guy. It's my guy. And he won his match, you know, number 1 contender.
All right.
And now we got to bowl each other. So we're probably going to do that quorum after the season match.
You're
And
just going to give it to me.
yeah,
That would be so nice of you.
maybe, you know. We'll make them both for it, though. But,
Birthday's the next month.
oh, it is too bad.
It is the holiday season.
It is. But I don't feel like giving. So, so we're going to have a good match, you know?
You said your birthday was next month's your birthday?
Yep. December 23rd.
That's right. Oh, so, yeah, maybe. I'll see.
You got that Santa Claus belly thing going on over here.
I just got some flat, right?
But I'm not jolly, though.
You just asked if he can sit in your lap. I don't know how to answer that one.
You know, I guess he wanted, you know, get a wish for Christmas, I guess, you know, Santa Claus. But, listen, I bowled against Nate. He was a very good contender. You know, it was really tough. It went down to Game 6, and, you know, it just came down to who could carry better. That's all it is, you know. And, you know, I see him next time. Better luck to him, you know, on the season match. On the WCS match, so.
Well, season tour, then WCS match.
Yes, there you go. So.
Oh, yes, say Legends. Legends, very, very good.
It's good. We're going to change to the Legends belt, so we're going to keep it in the family. So y'all can still come, man. A lot of people say they're going to come for it. I'm here. I'm ready for you, you know. And if I don't have it, got to go get Breezy, and he's not going to give it up easy either. So we good to go. We're going to keep it in the family for sure.
All right. Anything else you want to say? Any shout-outs?
No, that's good. It's good. You know, just it's for the family. So New York Legends, we representing, and that's all.
You got it. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Nice bowling. Well, for everybody here, we are done with a very crazy team relay. 4 titles up for grabs, 4 matches that are close, but at the end of the day, all 4 of the belts stay with the current belt holders. Everybody defends. Gordon Pepper signing off. Have a good one.